Candelario, Ahmed Rosario, Joey Votto. I sense your presence. You're here to talk about or hear more about the National. Yeah, what a big show that was. Everybody's excited. I am very excited about it. And everybody's showing off their pickups. So I'd like to show you my three pickups. I was really excited to get these back in 1981.
Hey, baseball fan. Time for a little self-care and a few minutes of cardboard meditation. Welcome to the show that features some of baseball's oddest stories and the cardboard slabs that document them. Find peace and joy through baseball cards with your host, the big guy.
So you're thinking, hey, big guy, what's the deal? Nobody wants to see anything from 1981. Well, it's my way of getting into the back door here and showing you some things that I think is important to me. I think it's important to the hobby, and I'm going to try and see if maybe you'll take a look at it, and maybe it's important to you too. So, well, anyway, I want to tell you about the 1981 National. It was in Plymouth, Michigan, over near Detroit, and the area that had all of the dealer tables. I don't even know what the room was called. It's like a conference center, but it was much bigger than that. It's inside a hotel, so that should give you an idea, because you could fit that in like the way back corner of the things in Chicago and Cleveland. I mean, it was that small, but it was the biggest show I'd ever been to, and it had some things like this. Yeah, that is a press proof from the T206. Hannes Wagner, and it was owned by Mr. Mint, Al Rosen, and he was there, and he was a baseball card legend at this time. Some people liked him, some people did not, but he sure brought a lot of excitement and a lot of money to the hobby, because not only did he have this card, by the way, if you went to see this, you had to stand in line, and armed guards were on either side of it, and I'm not joking, but he also had this. Yeah. He brought in a ton of 52 Topps cards, a ton of them. He had some kind of a warehouse find. I don't remember exactly what it was, but out of that warehouse find, he pulled out 52 or 54 of the 1952 Mickey Mantles. This one being the best one that he kept for himself. I have no idea where this is at now. I'm sure some celebrity has purchased it, but it is a beautiful, beautiful gem. Well, anyway, here are my pickups from 1981, and there's a reason why you're going to see these, and they're not going to be nearly as marvelous as the ones you saw down in Cleveland, but here's my first one. Now, notice there's tape along the bottom, and there's a big gash right there, and it's pretty wrinkled up, and this is the first card I bought when I walked into the Plymouth Hilton Inn. Bunch of these cards sitting in piles, and you could buy as many as you want for $1. Well, I think it was like 10 for $1, but you could just go through as many of these as you could, get in your hand and start scooping them out. And I found Joe Garagiola, and I loved this guy, watching him on TV, and I never had a card of him, so I got this for my 52 Bowman set. Second one was this one, Bobby Lane. It's a Leaf card from 48. No, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a Leaf card. And I got this because my dad brought me up on Bobby Lane and how great this guy was. Greatest quarterback the Lions ever had. And maybe still. I don't know. I don't know if Jared Goff or Matt Stafford will measure up to this guy over time, but he was winning championships for the Lions back in the 50s. Loved this card. Thought this is going to be great. Bought it, took it home, showed it to my dad, and he just loved it. So that's staying in my legacy collection for damn good reason. Now, this is the card that I really wanted to find when I went there, because back in the day, you did not have eBay. You did not have any other method of going out and buying cards. There weren't even card shops in my neighborhood. They existed, but not anywhere near where I lived. But there was the National Card Show in Plymouth, and I needed Bobby Richardson for my 63 Fleer set, and I found it. I went through the roof. I couldn't believe I found this card. In fact, the guy that I bought it from had two of them, and I bought the best one of the two. So my card set was completed, still is. I still have it in my collection, and it goes, to to actually fulfill a hobby goal of mine, and that is to build my legacy collection out as much as I can. Now, and I tell you, here's another one. My wife, when we went back to the Hilton Inn for another card show about 3 or 4 years later, she found this and picked it up for me and gave it to me for Christmas. So it's in my legacy collection too, because I PC Alan Trammell. So yeah, I do have a PC, and I'm assuming you do too. And I think everybody should have one. But what I'm saying is build upon the PC. So I'm going to demonstrate something here. So if I seem a little distracted, just bear with me. We want to talk about the legacy collection. It's what it really is a collection that's something that is of maybe an era, perhaps a certain player or players, or maybe a group that players belong to. Like maybe all no-hitter pitchers. You could do that. Collect all no-hitter pitchers. Maybe you want to collect the dead ball era. Take your checkbook. Maybe you could collect World War II or pre-war. Again, take your checkbook. But there are a lot of other things too. I'm collecting the 1948 Cleveland Indians starting pitching staff. It's an easy thing to collect. It's really cool. It's very, very historical because 3 out of the 4 pitchers are in the Hall of Fame. Bob Feller, Bob Lemon, Early Wynn, and then there was Mike Garcia. But you see what I'm saying. You're not just buying all these Juan Sotos and Paul Skeens and just driving that in. You're actually building out. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why I think that's important. Important for the hobby is that you will eventually lose interest if you don't expand. So you really have to just stay involved and kind of stretch your mental muscle and start finding other things to collect in the hobby. Learn more about the game. Learn more about the players. Learn more about the era. There's a lot of things you could really find out when you just collect cards. You're going to find out also that there's a lot of people that are a lot like you. You can make some really great friendships. Now that's all well and good. But there's another part of the hobby that I'm seeing that I am concerned about. First thing is the cost. The cards cost way too much. I'm seeing a lot of people that don't want to break because it's too expensive. They can't afford the cards to break. I've seen people not want to open up, rip them online with the sapphires. That tells me that there's a problem and people are being squeezed out of the hobby. So cost is a problem. Consolidation is also a problem. When you see all the card graders all starting to consolidate, if you see the companies, the marketplaces consolidating, if you see fanatics buying up everything, there's only going to be one group of people creating baseball cards. There's only going to be one group of people grading them. It's just going to have less choice, less alternatives, and that's not good for the consumer in any hobby or anywhere. So with that, and the fact that you can really enrich your hobby experience by becoming a bigger collector, big-time collector, that would be a great thing to do. Not just for me, but for you. Because I've been around, I've been there when greed, and that's kind of what we're talking about, when greed flooded into the hobby. And that was the junk wax era. Yeah. So, legacy collection. I want to hear about what your legacy collection is or what you think you'd like it to be. Drop it in the comments. I really want to see it. Hey, and while you're there, go ahead and ring the bell, subscribe, and, give me a thumbs up. I think I deserve that. Talk soon.
Cardboard meditation helps set your mind right. Thank you for watching. Show us your appreciation by clicking the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell while you're at it so you'll know when we upload a new story.